So, after my last video I did, which was my first video, it was really exciting. A lot of the questions that I got were about just basic stuff, where to buy makeup, what products to buy. So I'm going to talk about that as I do my super basic makeup routine, like totally beginner, no extra anything, just the basic products I would buy if I didn't know anything and was just starting out with makeup. So I'm gonna pause 1 second and we'll get started. So one of the most frequently asked questions I get is where to buy makeup. And I'm just gonna list off the places where I buy it. Ulta, which is a big makeup store. I'm sure everyone's heard of it. It's just a big makeup store. They sell everything from drugstore makeup to really expensive makeup, and there's people there to help you, and it's great. They have really great coupons and rewards programs if you go there a lot. So that is the number one place I buy my makeup from. There's 2 online places that have super high quality makeup. Most of it's sold in palettes, so you can try out a lot of different stuff, and it's super expensive. My favorite palette I've ever gotten is from here. It's 252 eyeshadows. It was like $16. Both places, one of them's called Coastal Scents, like perfume. The other one's called BH Cosmetics, and I really think that they are the same exact makeup, just packaged differently. So it's a fantastic place to get really high quality stuff if you're wanting to try out new colors or get a palette of really neutral colors. They sell them in all different groupings so that you can pick out, specific things that you want, or really big groupings so that you can try a lot of different things at once. And the other place I get my makeup from is my Ipsy bag. Many of you may have heard of this. It's like a makeup subscription. You get makeup in a really cute bag every month. It's always different. This was a couple months ago. It's a little envelope one. You get 5 or 6 products based on a little questionnaire that you take when you sign up. It's free shipping. It's only $10 a month. I typically get $20 to $50 worth of actual makeup in my bag. Hair care products, skincare products. It's worth every penny. I have gotten so many things in there that I've either really loved and wanted to buy again, or still actually have because you don't use a lot of makeup when you're using it, so they last a long time. So those are the places that I would say get makeup from. The brand that I would get if I was doing drugstore makeup, the only brand that I really like to use for everything and have never been upset with anything I've bought, it's called NYX, N-Y-X. You can get it at any drugstore, Target, whatever. I like to get it at Ulta because they have a huge aisle of it. They have everything there. And a lot of the things you can try out there, they have samples of. So that's really helpful because a lot of drugstore makeups, you're not going to be able to try them out. So that's kind of basic where to buy and what to buy. If you go with, Ulta and NYX, you can't go wrong. You're going to get what you need, and it's so inexpensive. NYX, you don't typically pay more than $5 for a single product. Sometimes they're eyeshadow palettes. The bigger ones are $10 or so, but you just are not going to spend a lot of money. You can go to Ulta with $50 and get all the makeup you need for like a year. So that's the basics of where to buy and what to buy. It's not complicated. So what I'm going to do is go through and do makeup with the absolute minimum products I feel like you should have to have a successful face that can last all day or on a date. And you can do anything from daytime run to the grocery store makeup to date night makeup with what I'm going to show you. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we need to put on is primer. And I tossed it in here. Here it is. I showed this last time. This is NYX. It's Photo Loving Primer. I compared it to, not Urban Decay, Smashbox Primer, which is like the high-end primer that everybody loves. And it is, I think this cost me $5 maybe. And it lasts forever. You use a tiny little bit. It's a clear gel. And what primer does is it is going to make your makeup last. It lays on top of your skin really lightly. It gives you a nice canvas for the rest of your makeup to go on. It helps it not to absorb straight into your skin, all of your makeup, so that you don't lose your makeup after a few hours of having it on. And that, to me, is super important because why are you going to put it on if it won't last all day? That's my thing. I don't have time to do my makeup twice a day. Okay, the next step in my makeup routine is foundation. This happens to be a foundation that I really like. It's called Revlon Photo Ready. You can get foundation in full coverage, you can get it in medium coverage, you can get it in light coverage. If you've ever heard of BB creams and CC creams, those are going to be really light coverage, feel really weightless on your skin. Although if you get a good full coverage foundation, it's also going to feel weightless on your skin, which is what I feel like this one is. Photo Ready by Revlon. I don't feel like it feels like there's anything on my skin. It's really weightless and good. And if you get a good foundation, it doesn't have to be expensive, but it won't feel like cakey on your skin. Another good one that I like is called Maybelline Fit Me. And it's really cool because they have the same product for oily skin or for dry skin. So you can kind of customize it. They have lots of different shades. It's a really great product if you're starting out and just trying to figure out how to do foundation and stuff, because they have lots of different shades, and you can go to Ulta and they will help you pick out a shade that is right for you, since you can't really use a tester on drugstore makeup. I like to use a flat, stiff, flat brush for my foundation. I feel like it spreads it evenly, more so than when you use your fingers. It keeps your oily fingers from getting on your skin. That's just me. This is not necessary, but if you're planning on doing your makeup every day, I would say use a brush, if for no other reason than to keep the oils from your hands onto your makeup, which just kind of messes with it anyway. So after I apply that all over, next thing I do is my concealer. I do my concealer after my foundation, because I feel like if you, concealer is typically thinner than your foundation. I feel like if you put your concealer on and then your foundation, you're just kind of going to wipe it away with that thicker product. So basic everyday, take my concealer, I dot it under my eyes, and I blend it with my finger. Pat. Try not to rub too hard, because that's kind of what gives you dark under eye circles, just busted capillaries and stuff in your eyelid underneath your eyes. I am 34 years old and still get the worst acne ever, so just kind of dot it on problem areas. Easy as that. My next step, and a product I think you have to have, is powder. I use Maybelline Fit Me powder, and of course I can't find it right now, so whatever. Just gonna use this old one that I have. It's the same powder. A lot of times I'll try and get the same powder as I get foundation, just because a lot of times they'll have matching skin tones. So if you buy this color of foundation, you can find the same color of powder, and that makes it super easy. So I would suggest doing that, because companies make them to match. So big fluffy brush for powder, not stiff. You want a real fluffy brush because you don't want this to be caked on. All this is doing is setting in your foundation and your concealer so that it doesn't budge, absorbs some of the shininess and oil on your skin so that your makeup doesn't slide off your face throughout the day. And easy as that. Okay, so the next thing I do is my blush. Blush can be tricky. I'm gonna show you two different colors of blush that I have. And the trick to blush is making sure, knowing if you have a warmer skin tone or a cooler skin tone. I have really yellowy skin, and it's showing up really yellow in this light. So I want to go with a warmer color. You can kind of see how this one's kind of a goldeny rose color. It actually has some like gold shimmer in it. Whereas this other one is more of a cool tone. It's got some more blue, purpley undertones in it, and it's still a blush. It's pink, and I can wear it, but a warmer tone is going to look better on me. A lot of times if you have really fair skin, you're going to have more of a cool tone skin tone. Not always, but that can be kind of a indicator of where you fall on the temperature of your skin, and a cooler tone is going to be better for you. I have used both of these and they both look fine. I just prefer this one because it is warmer and it just matches my skin better. So the way I do my blush is I have a really stiff angled brush. It doesn't have to be stiff, it doesn't have to be angled, it just needs to be smaller than your powder brush because you want to place it where it needs to go. The trick to blush is you smile. The highest point of your cheeks is where the furthest down you want to go on your face. And I normally pat just to get it where I want it, and then I'll blend it in all the way back to your hairline. Okay, same thing on the other side. The lighting is terrible, you guys, so forgive me, but hopefully you're just at least seeing what I'm doing, even if it's not showing up as well. Okay, easy as that. So you start here and you want to move backwards, okay? The next thing I'm going to do is move into my eyes, and I use eye primer. Eyelid primer is so important if you're going to do eyeshadow. I know everyone has experienced looking at this color of eyeshadow, putting it on, and it doesn't really show up, or it falls off your face, or within a couple hours it's completely gone or creased. Eyeshadow primer, this is NYX primer. It's called Proof It. Comes in a little thing. You barely use any. This will last you forever. And you want to put it from your lash line all the way up to your eyebrow, and you want to make sure you cover every portion, because this is going to make your eyeshadow stick, and if it's not sticking evenly in all areas, you're going to have weird splotchy eyeshadow. So you need to make sure you spread it evenly, okay? So eyeshadow is easier than you'd think. You don't need a lot of colors of eyeshadow. I am going to, like I said, I'm going to use this just because I don't have any small palettes, but you can get palettes of eyeshadow that just have a really light color, a medium color, and a dark color, and do a million different things with your eyeshadow, like I mentioned before. So the basics for a great eyeshadow look with any colors, anything you want to do, is that you want the lighter eyeshadow from the middle over, and then darker as you get to the outside. So no matter what color, I could be doing blues, I could be using a gold on the lighter part with like a darker blue. I mean, however you want to do it, that is a really great basic rule to follow. There's a million different ways to do eyeshadow, but this is a great basic rule. So I use my finger with this really light, I guess you call it bone or cream color, and just make sure that's on the inner portion of my eyelid. This is basically the same thing I did in my last video, so if you saw the last one, this is, I guess, just the explanation of why. And then with your smaller makeup brush, eyeshadow brush, it's my smaller one, I'm going to go in with like the next shade lighter, which I think we're going to do this one right here. So it's just the next shade up. And we'll go in our crease. Whoa, this still has a lot of dark eyeshadow on it from before. Darn it all. From this morning when I did my eyeshadow. Well, anyway. Okay, wash that off. Let's try this again. We're going back with this medium brown color into the crease here, just in the crease and on the outer third of your eyelid. So you still want this to be nice and bright. Okay? And doing your eyeshadow like this makes your eyes stand out, which is the whole point, is to just enhance your features that you already have. And it gives your eyes, it shapes your eyes, it pushes back and shadows the parts of your eyes that you want to be more pushed back, and pulls forward the parts that you want to be pulled forward, to just accentuate what you already have, your eyes that you already have. So after you put that in the crease area and just down onto the lid, like I said last time, this, you could stop here, throw on some eyeshadow, and be done with it and good to go. If you want to go a bit deeper, take the next darker shade. This is just a darker brown, and these are the only 3 shades you would need, and go a little deeper. And you can use these 3 shades to do a smoky eye. You can do a really deep dramatic eye. You can just use the medium shade all over your whole lid, and throw on some eyeliner and some mascara and be done with it, and not even have to worry about the rest of it. So it really is not difficult, even with just 3 shades of eyeshadow. And sometimes that's the best, because you're not worried about like, oh my gosh, which one am I supposed to use? How do I put it on? Which color goes where? You just always know you have these 3 shades, and you can do XYZ with them until you get a little more experience with it and want to venture out into other colors. I take a big blending brush. I'm going to make sure I have all the makeup off of there, and go back and blend out where it fades out, so you don't have any harsh lines, where your eyeshadow stops and your skin starts. You don't want that. Okay. Fix my eyebrows. Okay, so eyeliner. I like to use black eyeliner on a basic makeup day. Hold on, let me find it. Found it. Okay, basic eyeliner. I don't like to use the sharpening kind because I can never find a sharpener, and so it's always really dull and it doesn't do what I want it to do. I like these like rolly up kinds that are, you can get for like $1 at Walgreens or Target or Ulta or whatever. That's what I prefer because I can never find a sharpener. So basic eyeliner to line your lids. I like it to be a little wider on the outside, and I don't like to come all the way across. I feel like you can give your eyes a really nice shape. A wide eye, more of a wide eye on the outside shape. If you line a little thicker on the outside and then have it kind of fade to a point just so there's a little bit over here. Does that make sense? Do the same thing over here. Oh, I went really wide out there. Might have to even it up a little. Oh, not too bad. Okay. So wider on the outside, kind of down to a point so you're not going all the way into the corner of your eye. And then if you're gonna line the bottom of your eye, which I like to do, I don't always do it, but if you would like to, it's not over the top, it's not too much makeup, it just finishes off your eye a little bit more. So I like to do in my waterline, which is that little like shelf of eyelid right above your eyelashes. And I line the whole thing all the way across. And then this is a really deep eyeliner. It's a gel liner, so it's really like dark. So after I do that, I will go in and just kind of lighten it up a little bit so it's not so dark. And then I screwed it up. Oh well, it's a little bit on my skin, that's okay. Just to soften it up a little bit so it's not so dark. And look what I did. Okay. Anyway, so it just finishes off your eyes a little bit, makes the part of your eyes that you want to stand out, just lines it, but exactly what it says it's doing. Mascara, I mentioned in my last video that mascara is something I will spend upwards of $20, $30 on, because for me mascara lasts a really long time, and if you don't have a good mascara, there really isn't a point because you're not putting anything on your eyelids, on your eyelashes, and you're going to end up having to put on 3 or 4 coats, which is just going to eat through your mascara. If you have good mascara, put on 2 coats of it, be good to go, and have really great eyelashes. So hold on and let me find it. So this is Benefit Roller Lash. I just bought it a couple months ago because I wanted to try it out. It's got a plasticky brush instead of a really fluffy one. I love fluffy brushes. I love plasticky brushes. I don't have a preference for either. It's all about the formula of the mascara. So I like to do 2 coats. I do one eye, then the other eye, then back to the other eye, and back to the other eye. I'll give it a chance to dry so I'm not just wiping off what I've already put on. The trick to mascara for me is put it right at your lash line. Close your eye down on it, blink, and wiggle it up. So you're really coating your lashes with mascara. Wiggle, 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 so it's right up in that lash line, and blink to pull it up. Alright, I already had mascara on today, so this is a whole lot of mascara, which is totally cool with me because I love big eyelashes, so there you go. And lastly, the last thing we need is lipstick. If you're gonna have makeup on, you need to be wearing lipstick. It's just gonna wash out your skin if you don't, or wash out your lips. You can already tell how my lips kind of look unfinished, considering I have all this makeup on, even though the lighting is terrible. So this is a NYX Butter Gloss, is one of my new favorite things that I have found. It's like a liquid lipstick, so it goes on like a gloss, but it covers like a lipstick. It doesn't feel really heavy and kind of like dry on your lips. This color is Angel Food Cake. It's like this perfect rose color. So it's kind of just a lip color. Like, it doesn't necessarily look like you have lipstick on, but it gives your lips a really pretty rosy shine that I really like. And that's it. Then you're done. Without talking and showing you guys, and once you get used to this takes me 10 minutes max to do this, and you're ready to go. So if you have 10 minutes in the morning to throw on some makeup, it's not as hard as it looks, especially if, you know, you're not doing anything on a Sunday afternoon like today, and you have some time to practice at it and get better at it. That's how I learn to do my makeup, was I just found things I liked and practiced and learned how to use the products. So hopefully this will help you get a jump start on that. And if you have any questions, like I said, comment below or message me, and I'd be happy to answer questions for you. So see you later.